For centuries, these islands, blessed by nature, held a secret. A kingdom of peace, beauty, and ancient traditions. But beneath the surface of this paradise, a storm was brewing. A storm that would tear apart a nation and break the heart of its last queen. Her name was Liliʻuokalani. Born a princess, she was destined for a different path than her ancestors. Her kingdom, Hawaii, was a pearl in the Pacific, a strategic jewel coveted by distant empires. For generations, her family, the Kalakaua dynasty, had navigated the treacherous waters of foreign diplomacy. But by the late 19th century, the pressure was immense. Western businessmen, driven by sugar and ambition, had already begun to tighten their grip on the island's economy and, increasingly, its politics. In 1887, her brother, King Kalakaua, was forced to sign the infamous Bayonet Constitution, a document that stripped the monarchy of much of its power and disenfranchised many native Hawaiians. It was a prelude to the storm. In 1891, the crown passed to Liliʻuokalani. She ascended to a throne already shaken. But the queen was no figurehead. She was a woman of fierce intellect, deep compassion, and unwavering love for her people. Her vision was clear: to restore the power and dignity of the Hawaiian monarchy, to protect her people's rights, and to undo the injustices of the Bayonet Constitution. She drafted a new constitution, one that would give power back to Hawaiians, not foreign interests. This bold move, however, was seen as a direct threat by the powerful white American businessmen, the annexationists, who dreamt of Hawaii becoming part of the United States. They saw her as an obstacle to their ambitions, a native queen standing in the way of progress. The stage was set for betrayal. On January 17, 1893, with the open support of the U.S. Minister John L. Stevens and the presence of armed U.S. Marines from the USS Boston, a group of American and European businessmen, calling themselves the Committee of Safety, launched their coup d'etat. Facing overwhelming military force and unwilling to allow bloodshed among her beloved people, Queen Liliʻuokalani made the agonizing decision to surrender. Under protest, she wrote, "I yield to the superior force of the United States of America, that the government of the United States may undo the action of its representative and reinstate me." But the American government under President Cleveland would initially condemn the overthrow. He called for her reinstatement, but the wheels of annexation had already begun to turn, driven by powerful forces in Washington. The provisional government, dominated by the very men who overthrew her, would not reinstate the queen. Instead, they held her captive within the very walls of her own palace, Iolani Palace, now a prison. For nearly 8 months, Queen Liliʻuokalani was confined to a single room, stripped of her freedom, yet never of her spirit. It was during this time that she composed some of her most poignant music, including the haunting Aloha Oe, a song of farewell, now imbued with a deeper sorrow. In 1895, a desperate, failed rebellion by loyal Hawaiians sought to restore her to the throne. The queen was implicated and forced to formally abdicate under threat of her supporters' executions. She complied, but her heart remained steadfast. Despite international protests and her tireless personal appeals, the powerful forces of expansionism prevailed. In 1898, under President William McKinley, the United States formally annexed Hawaii through a joint resolution of Congress. The kingdom was no more. Liliʻuokalani lived out her remaining years as a private citizen, but she never ceased to advocate for her people, to seek justice, and to keep the flame of Hawaiian sovereignty alive. she wrote her autobiography, a powerful testament to her truth, ensuring her voice would echo through history. Queen Liliʻuokalani passed away in 1917 at the age of 79. Her life was a testament to resilience, dignity, and unwavering love for her homeland. She witnessed the end of a kingdom, but her spirit and the spirit of her people refused to be extinguished. Today, the story of Queen Liliʻuokalani is not just a chapter in history, it is a living memory. Her legacy inspires a movement for justice, for cultural preservation, and for the recognition of a sovereignty that, for many Hawaiians, was never truly surrendered. The sun may have set on the Hawaiian kingdom, but the star of its last queen continues to shine. A beacon of resilience, a reminder of what was lost, and a hope for what might one day be reclaimed.